why they endured through the ages. The bones and the other hard bits were old.
Hello, we're here to talk about books again. Okay, so I wanted to talk about my favorite books from January and February. So I guess I'll start with the first one I read this year, Travels with Charlie in Search of America by John Steinbeck. I did end up annotating it. I read it for a book club, and yeah, I had never heard of it before, and then it was the first book for the book club. I was like, am I gonna like that? Yes. So I will say, I know there's some people that'll be like, he embellished this, because this is supposed to be kind of like a travelogue of his travels to many a state with his dog Charlie, and his experiences meeting people in those states and just trying to get the lay of the land, I guess. And I think this was in the 60s, so stuff was going on. I am aware he may or may not have embellished and bedazzled and sparkled all up on this book, but I don't care. So he's a writer, he's a storyteller, yeah, duh, of course he's gonna add to it and make it a more rounded book and story that kind of fits what he was aiming to show. He just hits a lot of places and he meets a lot of people with different opinions and ideas, and he tries to kind of draw those out of them if he can by sharing whatever typically alcoholic beverage that he has with him in his camper truck. I did mark some quotes. Let me find some of my favorites. My face has not ignored the passage of time, but recorded it with scars, lines, furrows, and erosions. Can it be that we do not love to be reminded that we are very young and callow in a world that was old when we came into it? And could there be a strong resistance to the certainty that a living world will continue its stately way when we no longer inhabit it? I don't know how to say this, but it's just, okay, as an American, my opinion of this country has changed as I've gotten older, and I'm not old. And I think most people could say this of their countries. I'm intrigued by it, you know, like, it's such a massive country and there's so many people and so many types of people that this just, like, I really enjoyed this. I like seeing what all we have here. That obviously applies to many other countries. This isn't unique, but it was just a pleasure to go through. Yeah, it's just kind of like a little time capsule, but also, has anything really changed? I don't know, but it was a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to more of his stuff. And then to completely switch it up, I think the next one I read was My Vampire Plus One by Jenna Levine. This is the second in a duology so far. I don't know if there's gonna be more, but basically, this is Amelia, this is Reginald. He's a vampire. Does she do taxes or something? But yeah, she needs a +1 to a wedding, and they literally run into each other. He's being hunted down by some people because of something he may or may not have done. And yeah, it was just really cute. I mean, who doesn't like a good vampire story? And like, I like this, and I like the first one too. That was My Roommate is a Vampire. That one was really fun too, because he had to like adjust to the modern world. It just kind of, it's fun. Like, I love kind of a bit of the historical element, and they're also really a bit silly. That's all. If you're looking for something fun, with a bit of romance, a bit of conflict maybe, some kind of funny vampires, a pretty independent woman tax person. I don't remember what she did. Yeah, check it out. And then the next one I don't own. It was on Kindle Unlimited, and that one, let me make sure I have the author's name. Okay, Stranded with Mr. Darcy by Lynn May Way, I think. So read this in January. I do like a Pride and Prejudice retelling or variation, whatever you want to call them. I just think they're really fun because Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen, duh, like one of my favorites ever. And then there's people that just go out there and kind of mix it up, and you are familiar with the characters but they're put in different circumstances. Just really enjoy it, and it's just a really easy read. So basically, this is post Hunsford proposal, the first proposal, the one that just, man, you should have shut up, you know, like that one. And I think Bingley and Jane are married. Elizabeth plans to travel with them on their honeymoon, and lo and behold, it's Darcy's ship. And a storm happens. Elizabeth and Darcy get stranded on an island. They have to survive. It lasts a decent amount of time, and there were some moments that they were pretty dire. Like, there was one moment I was like, oh, wait, you're not joking. So if you like a Pride and Prejudice retelling, if you want to try one, check that one out, I guess. It was fun. Survival, Darcy and Elizabeth. I had a good time. Okay, I think the next one I finished was The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. This is the first in a series. This one took me honestly about a year to finish because I just put it down. But it was great. It was really good. There's this princess, Lara, and she goes to marry King Aaron. But she is like a spy assassin person. She was brought up, I think, to kill him. But yeah, she learns that everything is maybe not what she was taught. She's pretty cool. And the environment was pretty cool too. I pictured like where they were staying as kind of like a tropical jungle kind of vibe, because I know there was like a bunch of snakes and stuff. The politics were pretty interesting. I think the second book is maybe going to get more into that. I know at the end of this book it was a bit more political. Really cool female main character, and the guy was there too. I don't really remember him, but I think he was okay. I think he was nice. I don't know. It's just, I feel like we always get much more emphasis on the woman, so most of the guys, they're just kind of there to like forward the woman, it seems. But he was, I think I remember him being nice and strong. Okay, and then next I finished Emma by Jane Austen. This was my first time reading it. It took me a few months, and yeah, I annotated it. Look at my colors. See my colors? Isn't that so satisfying? But Emma, Jane Austen, it was so good. I had watched the 2020 movie with Anya Taylor-Joy. I had watched that like right when it came out, and then I've watched it a dozen times since then because it's just a gorgeous movie and really fun. And I finally got around to reading this, and I had such a good time. Jane Austen, I don't know what you want me to say. It's the same thing every time. She's just a genius. I think it's maybe the longest one, and I do also think so far I have read 4 out of 6. I think it was maybe the funniest. Pride and Prejudice is pretty funny too, but I think this one had maybe a bit more like wit and snark in it. I know Emma is one of those main protagonists that can really polarize readers. Jane Austen said that she, like, I remember, she said something along the lines of only she would like her. No one but myself will much like. That's what she said on here. I love Emma because it's just purely character growth and character development. Who doesn't love to see that? With humor and like a big cast of characters in their village, and Mr. Knightley is just... When I got to the confession, whoa, great book. If you can, if you're interested, check it out. Really funny. I just really liked the entire cast of characters, the character development. Emma, I'm sorry, but I really liked her. She was just really fun to watch. Was she good all the time? No, but who is? Mr. Knightley, loved him. Just a great book. Okay, next book is Miss Louisa's Final Waltz by Sophie Laporte. And Louisa, she is known around town for being, I think, do they call her the Ice Queen or something? She has had 100 suitors, 100 proposals, and she has rejected all of them pretty, like, increasingly cruelly. Like, she embarrasses them, and it's pretty harsh. So really cool main character. But basically, she gets in an argument with her dad. He's like, I'm tired of your... She ends up saying that she will marry the next man that she sees. And the next man that she sees is this guy on the street with a cart selling vegetables. And he's just a poor lad. And she does marry him right then, and they go off to live in a village, and she kind of learns how to live not so high fashion, but like not really well. It's pretty funny. She had a childhood friend, and she's trying to figure out what happened to him, because I guess they had said they were gonna marry each other. And I feel like that's all I can say, because it's a pretty easily spoiled story. But yeah, it was really cute. It's based off of the King Thrushbeard tale, and I just really enjoyed it. Another one of those, like Emma, kind of a bit of a character development, a little bit. She has her reasons, which you find out. I enjoyed it. I love a historical romance. You can't take those away from me. And that will be our last one as well. The Matchmaker's Lonely Heart by Nancy Campbell Allen. This one, I think, is Victorian. Set in Victorian London, Amelie and police detective Michael Baker. So it's a Victorian murder mystery romance, and those are just so fun. I think they're kind of my favorite, but I feel like they're hard to come across. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right places. If anyone knows of any, tell me. I'd love to read more. She works for a Lonely Hearts column that her aunt runs. I think answering questions and trying to set up people that are the Lonely Hearts. And one of the people that she's trying to set up is this guy that she knows from her book club that she's kind of infatuated with. And the detective, Michael, he catches her watching the guy, on a date one evening. He's like, what are you doing? He's my #1 suspect in a murder case for his deceased wife. A lot of the book, she is still infatuated with the suspect, because he's just kind of one of those guys. But she does see the light. I just really liked their relationship. I have read all 3 in this trilogy, and I really enjoyed this author. I don't know if it's a her thing or what, but they're very upfront about their emotions, especially the guys. Like, they're just very honest. So I can appreciate that. But yeah, I really liked the mystery. There's a fun cast of characters, though it's mainly just them 2. But she does have her cousins, and the next 2 books follow them. And honestly, I think what made me rate it so high is the ending, like the 3rd act conflict with the bad guy. It was, yeah, that was no joke. She was not joking around. Like, I've read some of these where there's like spies or something, and like I feel like they always get kidnapped. It's like, ugh, get something new. Get a new like thing. But this one, it was done really well. It was kind of scary. So yeah, Victorian historical murder mystery romance. It was really good. Okay, I'm like really short on time. I just wanted to share, that's all the books for my favorites for January and February. I read more than that, but those are the best ones in my opinion. But I am looking forward to sharing my March favorites because I think this one's gonna be on it. Dinosaurs at the Dinner Party. I'm looking forward to it. How an eccentric group of Victorians discovered prehistoric creatures and accidentally upended the world. So that'll probably be on my March favorites because I'm in a bit of a audiobook nonfiction phase. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, I have to end this. I'm running out of space on my card. So thank you for watching. Maybe you'll check these out, maybe you won't. It doesn't change my day, but I hope you do. They're good. It's a good selection. So I'm gonna go. It's really warm in here. I need to turn on the air.